President Trump has nominated Jeanine Pirro, a Fox News host and former prosecutor, as interim U.S. Attorney General. Her role is temporary until Senate confirmation, which is required for permanent appointment.
Pirro's nomination replaces Ed Martin, who was dropped due to his past support for Capitol rioters. Trump cited her experience as a prosecutor in Westchester County and her role as a Fox News anchor in his announcement.
Her background includes being the first woman elected to certain judicial roles in New York. She's been a vocal Trump supporter since 2016, which aligns with his recent pattern of appointing Fox News figures to key roles.
This move underscores Trump's reliance on media allies, similar to his appointment of Pete Hegseth as Defense Secretary. The Senate will now weigh her confirmation, a critical step for her to assume the role permanently.
Pirro's nomination also highlights tensions within the GOP over her stance on law enforcement and her past comments on immigration. The implications could shape legal priorities in the coming months.
Despite the political context, the Senate's confirmation process will determine her final role. This marks a significant shift in the federal prosecutorial leadership, with clear ties to Trump's media network.
Today marks a significant moment in the Vatican as Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost has been elected Pope, taking the name Leo XIV. He succeeds Pope Francis, who passed away in April after leading the Church since 2013.
Yes, and the inaugural speeches of both popes offer interesting contrasts. Leo XIV's address was notably longer, nearly 8 minutes, compared to Francisco's 4-minute speech. Also, Leo used 2 languages, Italian and Spanish, while Francisco spoke only Italian.
That's a key detail. Leo emphasized peace repeatedly, even starting his speech with a pause as stage calm todos vox, peace be with all of you. He also mentioned Pope Francis twice, highlighting their shared mission.
Exactly. Both popes stressed unity and dialogue, but Leo's focus on peace aligns with current geopolitical tensions. Francisco, on the other hand, prioritized prayer and intercession, asking the faithful to pray for him before his blessing.
The Urbi et Orbi prayer also differed. Leo delivered it at the end of his speech, while Francisco included it after a brief farewell. This reflects their distinct approaches to leadership and public engagement.
And the sociologist Francisco Borba noted their similarities in human character and spiritual approach. Both leaders aim to bridge divides, whether through dialogue or prayer. The transition feels intentional, maintaining continuity while introducing new priorities.
Today's story centers on President Lula's visit to Russia to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the Soviet victory over Nazi Germany. The event has sparked significant debate, with critics arguing it undermines Brazil's democratic image.
Russia's actions under Putin, including the ongoing invasion of Ukraine and authoritarian policies, are central to the controversy. Lula's attendance at this celebration of Soviet triumph raises questions about his stance on democracy.
Lula's 2022 election campaign emphasized preserving Brazil's democracy, yet his presence at a Russian state event clashes with this narrative. Analysts call it a diplomatic misstep, highlighting Russia's role as an autocracy.
The visit also ties into Brazil's BRICS alliance, but experts warn against aligning with a nation that's been accused of destabilizing Ukraine. It's seen as a risky move in a global climate where authoritarian trends are rising.
The event's symbolism is striking, celebrating Soviet victory over fascism while Russia invades another country. Critics argue this sends a confusing message to the world, especially for a democracy like Brazil.
Lula's past efforts to mediate the Ukraine war and his recent softened stance on Russia's actions don't fully reconcile with this visit. The timing, during global commemorations of democratic victories, adds to the controversy.
His next stop is China, another non-democratic power, compounding concerns about Brazil's foreign policy direction. The visit to Beijing coincides with U.S.-China trade tensions, adding another layer to the story.
This trip underscores the complexities of Brazil's global positioning. While economic ties are crucial, the political implications of aligning with autocratic regimes could strain relationships with democratic allies.
So, The Vatican's latest move has everyone buzzing. Ilson Montanari, the vice camerlengo, might be getting a major promotion. He was the Secretario del Conclave when Pope Leo XIV was elected, right?
Exactly. And there's this tradition where the new pope offers the red hat to the Secretario as a symbolic gesture. Montanari could be the next cardinal, especially since he worked closely with Leo XIV in the dicastery. But the Vatican hasn't officially confirmed it yet.
That's a big deal. The tradition of passing the baton is centuries old. It's not just symbolic, it's a way to maintain continuity. Montanari's role in the funeral of Pope Francis also highlights his importance. He's a key figure in the Vatican's inner circle.
True. But the Vatican's silence on this is interesting. They haven't released an official statement, so we're still waiting for confirmation. If Montanari becomes a cardinal, it could signal a shift in the Church's leadership, especially with Leo XIV's stance on issues like Trump's policies.
And the timing is no coincidence. Montanari's background as a Brazilian cleric adds another layer. The Vatican's decisions often reflect broader geopolitical and religious dynamics. We'll have to keep an eye on this story as it unfolds.
Agreed. This isn't just about one man, it's about the Vatican's evolving structure and how traditions adapt to modern challenges. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story.